AC/DC and Pink Floyd have played on the Isle of Man. That's absolutely crackers. Okay, so apparently Pink Floyd played on the Isle of Man in 1967 at the Lido. It says that the group's second single, See Emily Play, had been released just a month before their performance, and breakthrough album Pipe at the Gates of Dawn was released that same year. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Yeah. And AC/DC played here in 1976 at the Lido. However, we were just hearing, off air I was chatting to the guys, because Ruth messaged in. I missed your message, Ruth. But she said, I once sat on the steps outside a hotel on Queen's Prom in Douglas just to catch a glimpse of AC/DC with my mate Chris. And apparently, Dockers has confirmed this because he did it too, because apparently they were rehearsing down there. And I'm kind of astonished. They weren't gigging, they were just rehearsing down there. And Dockers did manage to get them to sign things for them. So there you go. A little bit of trivia for you there. Have either of you seen Pink Floyd then?
No, unfortunately not, no.
I bet you've watched loads and loads of stuff online though, haven't you?
I've done the homework, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen the Australian Pink Floyd act.
And apparently they're really good, aren't
They're
they?
excellent.
Bet they're not as good as Pigs on the Wing though. Just say yes.
If we had their budget.
If you had the budget.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, exactly. Steve, how long have you been in Pigs on the Wing now?
I'd say I think it's about 8 years now.
Yeah, how about you, Ian?
Yeah.
A couple of years for me.
Yeah, I remember I was talking to you when you first joined the band, actually, yeah. And what I discovered, I think we have talked about this before, but it's almost 30 years that the band have been together.
It is in...
96 they started.
Yeah,
96? Wow, that's crazy, isn't it? You've done your homework, I'm impressed, right? Very good stuff.
Always do my homework, miss.
Yes, very well. Very well done. So you've got, obviously, big gig this week, Friday, at the Villa, and it's a bit special, isn't it?
It is. It's 25 years. No, it's not. It's 50 years since Dark Side of the Moon was released. Seminal album. Spent something like 11 years on the charts. One of the best-selling albums of all time. And we're going to play it.
In full?
In full.
The whole thing.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So what's the running time of the album?
42 minutes.
Yeah. So you're going to kind of extend it out a little bit.
There's going to be some other material in the show. That's not just the whole show.
But are you going to play it in order and everything, literally start to finish? Because you have to, don't you? Because it is one of those seminal albums that just everything flows and it just works, doesn't it?
It's designed as the album. It's not a collection of singles.
No. And are there any of the songs on there that you all haven't yet played together and so have had to learn especially for this gig?
No, we've done them all before.
Just not necessarily in the right order.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic! That's super exciting. So go on then. What are some of your favourites to play? What are your favourites to play, Righty? What do you like to play?
I like doing Great Gig in the Sky because it's not that difficult to play, but it's such an iconic sort of piano intro, and I can usually get it right. And everybody knows what's coming, and it just sort of builds into the song so well when Joe starts singing. Yeah,
because we should say, obviously, Pigs on the Wing, cast of thousands. You've got loads of people in the band. Name those that aren't here then. Who's not here from the group that will be there?
Well, we have, as Righty was saying, we've got Joe and Ewan, our backing vocalists, and then we've got Sammy on sax as well, who comes in for those specific songs. And then, of course, we've got Dick on bass, Pete on vocals and guitar, and
founder member
still
Pete,
there,
yeah.
and Chris Honor on guitar.
Who I should say is Mark Tyler's My Tunes guest next week.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what songs he chooses.
And don't forget Alex as well, who's also stepping in on the guitar to expand the soundscape a little bit. Yeah,
because it must be a bit of a challenge to get all of those sounds and all of those soundscapes, as you call them, kind of transferred onto the Villa Marina stage, because there's a lot going on in Pink Floyd songs, isn't there?
There is a lot going on. I sometimes think I'm in control of the Starship Enterprise up there. Can be challenging.
Captain Right, that's what we'll call you from now on. I'm going to put that question to you that we had in as well from, who was it that sent this in? They didn't say who they are, actually. Texter 893. What was your favourite past gig and why?
For me, I mean, it would be a toss-up between two, really. But I think for me, the first time I played at the Villa, having come over as a visitor before I moved here, and seeing various bands at the Villa, thinking, I would love to play on that stage. So I think definitely the first time I got to play on the stage at the Villa with these boys. Yeah.
And I didn't ask you, what is your favourite song to play, Steve Leach?
Well, from Dark Side, it's Us and Them for me.
Is it?
It's really gentle in the verses, and then just massive in the choruses. It's a really dynamic song to play. So that would be.
And as you said, you've done sort of half a dozen-ish, maybe 8 gigs now, Righty. Which one has been your favourite so far?
My favourite one was one we did last year in Quids Inn, which was a sort of cut-down production. It was just the 5 of us, small pub gig, packed out the place. And there's something quite appealing about playing the small gigs as well as the big ones.
Yeah.
You're closer up with the audience. It's a bit more intimate, I suppose. And I really enjoyed that one, actually.
So it's going to be an epic night. I know it is. It always is when you guys play, especially when, again, big venue, entirely different thing, isn't it? But it gives you a bit more scope to kind of, got more room.
I can take more keyboards.
You can take more keyboards.
And more drums.
More drums. Oh, have you got hundreds of them, Steve?
Well, it sort of bring the big guns out for that one, really. A bit more space.
Oh, amazing stuff. So what are the details then? Remind everyone where they can get tickets and all that kind of good stuff. And when? Remind them when it is.
So the gig is next Friday, so Friday the 2nd of June. And tickets are available from Villa Gaiety website or from the box office. And we have the Getaways as our friends and guests with us as well.
And they are awesome, aren't they?
Absolutely. Yeah.